Wow, it's rough weather on the lake today. It's really warm, it's snowing. We're going to this island here. The reindeer have been here. If you can see how all the snow's disturbed, maybe a few weeks ago. So they've been digging to get the lichens underneath the snow. My dog, Uni, would be going crazy right now with all of the smells. But she's currently working. So about 7 miles, sorry, in that direction. And she's going to be running, 35 kilometres today. So that's probably about 20 miles, pulling a dog sled full of tourists. She's a very, very hard-working girl. Rather her than me, eh? You can maybe see it a little bit more clearly here. Anyway, this is where I'm going to stop, where the reindeer have been feeding. There's a bit less snow. There's also, maybe I can get some pine sap from that injury there. Always a useful thing to pick up. Hello everyone and welcome to the KW Bushcraft channel. Well, today we're going to be having a look at the KW, Dozyn, which is this knife. So this got sent to me by Camille, the manufacturer, in the autumn time. So round about September, I guess. So far this winter, this has been my most used knife, and I've been really liking it. Right, so I need to change that lanyard. I'd like to have something reflective. Is that an aeroplane? Wow, we don't get many of those here. Okay, so we do have an airport in the village that brings us all of these tourists that come for the husky safaris, snowmobile safaris. I'm doing a lot of snowmobile safaris at the moment because my back is really not doing very well. But we've got nice flat handle scales. I find rounder ones are more comfortable in the bare hand. I find flat ones are much better as if you're wearing gloves. And of course in the winter time, you know, coldest temperature we had last year was -44 Celsius. So that's just a little bit colder than -40 Fahrenheit. So we've got quite a low Scandi grind on this. I'll voice over a few specifications in the video, but you can remove those with an Allen key. You've got a little strange finger stroke sharpening choil here, which is a little bit close to the cutting edge, but I've not cut myself yet. You get really close to the cutting edge with that. Yeah. And this thing has been absolutely bomb-proof, no rolling, no chipping. So I've not oiled this, it is carbon steel. I've sharpened it quite a few times. It's not been sharpened for the video. This is as I've been using it basically. The one little issue I've had was with the sheath. Which was an accident, which was something that doesn't happen every day. Basically, I fell off a dog sled. I had a big, I think it was a 12 dog team, 10 dogs or 12 dogs, and I had it on my belt and I fell off. I got dragged for quite some distance before I managed to stop the team, and basically that thing, this little belt loop attachment here, that plastic broke. So plastic gets quite brittle when it's cold, and it was back in December. It was pretty cold. I'm throwing my gloves on the floor again. I'm going to get in trouble if my mate Eric is watching. Yeah. So, the sheath. So it's Kydex kind of material. Excellent retention. Clicks in nice. If I hold the belt loop, it's fairly silent. Not too noisy. I mean, I don't worry too much about that. I'm not a ninja. The Kydex, or whatever thermoplastic this is fairly thin, but it works. The worry I always have with Kydex sheaths is I always worry about the screws coming loose. Of course you can put glue in them, but then you lose the versatility of, you know, you can't change your carry options so easily. The screws do make it more versatile, and another advantage I like is it's nice and flat, so I can keep it behind here, for example, and just flip it out when I've got it in use. So as if you carry under the clothing, then that's a really good option. Right, let's see it in action a little bit. So this is pine. It's quite knotty at the top here. This seems really silly. I'm battening through wood with something that's already been split with an axe. I'm also surrounded by pine trees with lots of snappy dead wood on the bottom of them. But yeah, this is a tough little knife. Going straight through a knot here. There's a nice bit of kindling broke off. I always try not to touch the scales. And I wouldn't normally be battening through something like this. But for the sake of demonstration, I mean, pine should be easy, the knots aren't. And also, it is thicker. It is nearly as thick as the blade is long, nearly. There we go. There we go. So let's get a nice straight grained piece off this side. Straightish. And we'll see how it feathers. This needs sharpening. Yeah, so it's a good all-round knife, and that Duke McCarter, it's not been damaged by battening over the scales at all. Which, like I say, that's something that I don't normally do. Let's have a look at the spine. Actually, I've got a bit of fat wood here, like that. find a good bit. Or will that do? Will that do? Let's see, as if I can get some really fine feathers, and if I can make them fine enough to take a spark. Let's try the belly. There we go. I did mention the broken sheath on one of my videos. I didn't say anything to Camille KW, the knife maker, but he must have found out from my videos and he sent me a replacement part. Now, I didn't pay for the knife, so if you think that influences my opinion, then, well, that's up to you. Specifications: 52-100 carbon steel, bionitic heat treatment for extra toughness and edge retention, 59 HRC with Duke Mikata scales. Blade length 11 centimeters, so that's just over 4 inches, and with an exposed pommel for smashing and scraping, and 3.3 millimeters thick. Overall length of 23.5 centimeters. So the balance point's right there. It's yeah, it's not too long, it's not too short. Nice all-purpose Bushcraft knife, drop point, very much in the woodlaw kind of style, apart from the handle. We've also got a little exposed tang at the end there for scraping and smashing and what have you, which works really quite nicely. Lanyard gets in the way a little bit, but you don't have to have one of those, so the lanyard hole isn't lined in any way. So looking at the sheath, I've got attachment points here. I don't know if it fits a tech lock. I guess probably. I'm not a big fan of those. We've got a nylon belt loop, so I like nylon, or even better, rubber coated nylon's great. On 2 snaps there. Yeah, so I prefer nylon because it'll bend. You know, this bit here doesn't bend, but you don't fall off a dog sled every day. Unless you fall hard on there or do something very strange, I don't think that's breaking. So that plastic is quite thick there, a lot thicker than the plastic of the sheath. Full exposed tang, of course. And I did say something in the last video about these being quite expensive. That's me not doing my research properly. They're they're actually really good value for money. Anyway, I'll put a link in the description. And thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment, and I'll see you all again next time for another Good Gully Bushcraft video. Bye for now.